Hey guys, welcome back. Today we'll make brown sugar bun. It all started from one day we saw this kind of brown sugar bun in store. My husband said this looks fancy and he wants to try it. So we got one pack of this and he really likes it. So I decided to make this by myself. After adjusting the recipe a couple times, here comes my final recipe. Come on, check it out. Here are the ingredients. This kind of brown sugar bun is more like a dessert bun, so there are a lot of sugar in it. I added some regular sugar since brown sugar is not sweet enough. The brown sugar I use here is Asian style brown sugar. It's darker and has more molasses flavor. You can use normal brown sugar and add some molasses to make the flavor stronger. Adding both a little bit baking soda and baking powder can help the dough puff up and form a pretty pattern on the surface. We can't add all this sugar in the dough at the beginning since the yeast will not work well with so much sugar. At the beginning, we just need a very small amount of sugar in warm water to give the yeast some initial food. When the yeast is awake, we can go make the dough. Take out 50 grams of flour first. It's about 1/3 cup. We will add this part of flour later with most of the sugar. You will see how it works later. Add in baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Mix all the dry ingredients well. Add water slowly if you are not familiar with making doughs. You can also adjust the amount of water you need better this way. Different kind of flour takes different amount of water to form a dough. The goal here is form a dough which is not too wet or too dry. Like this should be fine. Cover and let it rest for 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, come back to knead the dough until it gets smooth. Then cover and let it rise until it's twice of this size. It takes 1 to 2 hours depending on the temperature. About 2 hours later, take the dough out. Then we need to knead the brown sugar into the dough slowly. Adding flour and sugar at the same time makes the dough less sticky. Otherwise, it will look like this. Also, adding flour now can make the texture slightly more dense. It will form into nice layer structure bun later. Don't use all the brown sugar yet. Leave a little bit. We will add it to the middle layer later. Now all the flour and most of the sugar are combined in the dough. Let's go roll the dough. Add a little bit flour if it gets too sticky. Knead the dough into a rectangular shape. Roll it into a 11 by 11 inch size square. It doesn't need to be a perfect square. Then spread the rest of brown sugar on the surface. Roll this square up from one side to the other. Press the edge thinner so it's easier to stick. It's okay if it doesn't stick very well. It will be fine. Roll it a little bit to make it more rounded. Cut the uneven edge, about ½ inch each side. Then we have 10 inches left. Divide it into 5 small doughs, about 2 inches each. Shape it a little bit. Then cut a line at the center like this, about ½ centimeter deep. Now the shape looks just like the store-bought ones. Let them rest a little bit. While waiting, we can go heat up some water. Put a little bit more water than normal since we will steam the bun with high heat. I will use a bamboo steamer to steam them. Put some parchment paper under each bun and put them into the steamer. It's better to use bamboo steamer since the steam can turn into water when it hits glass or metal lid. Then the water will drop back on the buns. We don't want that. If you don't have a bamboo steamer, you can cover the lid with some clean cloth. Give them some space since they will grow a lot later. Let them sit until the water is boiling. When the water is boiling, it's time to steam the buns. Put the steamer on and cook with high heat for about 12 minutes. After 12 minutes, turn off the heat but leave the steamer on. Do not open the lid now since the bun will shrink immediately once it hits the cold air. We can use a chopstick to open a small gap to cool it faster. When it's not too hot to touch, you can open the lid. Here we are, my brown sugar bun. The center one is a flower bun I made with the edge pieces. The spot we cut in the center got pushed more open while cooking. It's like a flower blooming. So we also call this kind of bun as blooming flower buns. You can see the swirly brown sugar pattern. That's why we flatten the dough and roll it up with brown sugar on the top. This one's from a store. This one's from me. I think it looks very similar to the store-bought ones. It's kinda hard to make it exactly the same since we don't know the detailed recipe. Also, most of the store-bought buns use modified flour, which is slightly different from all-purpose flour we normally use. Let's check the texture. They are both super fluffy. Mine is more dense for sure. Put them together. Try this one first. Very soft and tasty. This is mine. You can peel the bun due to the swirly structure. It's super fun to eat it this way. The bun is full of brown sugar flavor. It's so soft and sweet. The more you chew it, the sweeter it gets. The texture of these two is very similar. The store-bought one is very soft at the beginning but gets slightly dense when I chew it. My bun is not as soft at the beginning, but the soft feeling lasts until the end. They're both super fluffy. If you press them, you can see they just puff up back very fast. Mine is more dense, so it puffs less. I'm so happy I figured how to make it now since we don't need to buy it from store anymore. It's super good fat-free dessert bun. It's so good that we always can't stop eating. You should try it. I believe it won't let you down if you love brown sugar. Well, this is today's video. Please hit the subscribe and like button if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and see you next time.